an analysis for my own Wattpad story that I recently published, titled Café Malvar Tastes Like Infinite. This short story is about a flight attendant named Celeste Christina Scheich that fell in love with a mature college professor of Bachelor of Law in MIT, USA. Then, mm, then when she went back in her hometown in Calamba, Laguna, Philippines, she knew a man who will marry her named I will marry her and will steal her from her current husband that time. Then what will happen is that her second husband will give up their marriage because of extreme guilt. Then there will be a story character that will help Celestia figure out everything, especially that a certain kid that Celestia recently adopted after being left by her second husband from guilt is actually her real daughter from her second husband. But what is the connection of her first husband to her adopted kid that is actually her real daughter, and her second husband real daughter as well? Well, the connection of her first husband is that her first husband loves her so much to the point that he, he will do everything for to save Celestia and her second husband's marriage, because her second husband is experiencing life trials here to the point that he would give up their marriage for many times. Her second her first husband trusted her second husband a lot to the point that he made so many plans. He lied so many times. He hid so many stories for Celestia and her second husband's marriage to make it successful. Her first husband was actually helping them both to save their own marriage, and he wants them both to have kids one day because they deserve it. Why did I choose this kind of story so far? Well, what is its connection in my real life nowadays after publishing it? Well, I was just my inspiration for writing it is when I came to a very, very, very beautiful restaurant, and very expensive restaurant, and I really love its decorations. I felt like I was like wedding events, and I was the bride there, and I felt like I'm inside the story. Oh, the tragic story that is my favorite, that was written by Binibining Mia from Wattpad, or Undeniably Gorgeous. She is my most favorite Wattpad author so far. I love her so much because her stories are amazing. Mm, yeah, and I made that expensive restaurant as my inspiration for it. When you enter that restaurant, you will feel nostalgic, like you're in you're in an old time, you know, like in, for example, you're in like in 1890s, yeah, like those uh like those stuffs. I love that restaurant so much. And I tasted their menu there, which is that it's kind of a milkshake, but it's a wait, it's a unique type of milkshake, and its flavor is actual green matcha because that was my favorite, and that's the reason why Celestial, which is the female main character, her favorite from is green matcha as well. That is because in real life, green matcha is my favorite flavor of frap, and every every foods that has green matcha ingredients, I'm really up for those. Literally, then black matcha, which is favorite menu of one of the leading man in that story, is actually my favorite flavor of hot drink as well. Black matcha is a bit similar with to green matcha, but it's a rare flavor of hot drink. It's also a tea, if I'm not mistaken. Its flavor in real life is not actually bitter. Green matcha is bitter, but black matcha is not bitter. Its taste is actually it's so different. It has the same taste of milk tea it when the milk tea was mixed with hot water. It will probably result in the same taste of black matcha. I really love black matcha tea a lot, especially when it is mixed with hot water. Yeah, I related it to that because it's also my favorite, and I was just surprised that there is actually hiding flavor of a hot drink, a hot tea drink. That's so amazing. That is honestly taste that that honestly tastes better than karak tea or that popular hot milk tea from Saudi. Hot black matcha tea actually tastes better than that. But if I'm not mistaken, black matcha tea also came from Saudi Arabia. I heard kasi that karak tea is very popular to the point that every area in every city of Saudi, in specific cities in Saudi Arabia, uh, are offering karak menu in the restaurant, and it is their best seller menu. And yeah, I related it to that because I was really in love in karak and its aroma, and it smells so good and so sweet, like that stuff. then i then recently, i had I was able to have an opportunity to taste hot black matcha tea, and that tasted better. Yeah, and I bet it's a trending type of hot drink in in area of Saudi Arabia, yeah, maybe in United Arab Emirates as well. So yeah, that was my inspiration um for writing this story. And soon as I'm gonna be publishing a story titled Truth Wizard Girl versus Lie Detector Girl equals Psychic Boy's Insidious Forthcoming Wife. That story is about, like, ang tawag dito, science fiction, whereas there are two female main characters that is fighting for one man only, because they have their own 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 magical powers, or own rare abilities that that made them popular enough. And the man as well, the reason why they are fighting for that man is that man also uh is also popular because of his rare ability as well, or his uh magical power as well. That's all. And I will also make a story that is about romance thriller genre. Like, it is about a man that has twin, then they are trapped in a forest with haunted house,